guys and ghouls, welcome back to The Cozy Ghost. I'm your host, October, and today we are going to be continuing with First Snow. I forgot the name of it for a second, but we are going to be continuing with First Snow. Let's get right back into it. Wallace, it's nice to see you again. How's it going?
No.
I'm not joining this club thing, if that's what you're thinking.
Come on.
But word on the street was that pizza was involved. Besides, I don't think I can deal with the both of you without some backup. I'm not that much trouble, am I? Remind me who persuaded me into agreeing to this again? She's got a point. You're the last person who should be agreeing with her. Smiling and sitting back in the old wooden chair, I take a look about the noisy room. Can I just talk about how nice the art is in this game? It's so well done. It's so pretty. Everyone inside must be thankful for the heat being turned up, the weather outside having been freezing before we entered. There's a certain charm to the restaurant, given its exposed, aging brick walls and wooden furniture, however hard it may be. It takes a bit of speaking up for us to hear each other over the busily chatting couples and groups around us, but like Dad said, the more people at a restaurant, the better the food will be. Sure. I notice Eileen eyeing Wallace's beer in an unsubtle manner, the large glass perspiring away like in a commercial. I take in his apparent age as just his beard making him look older, but I guess he really does have a few years on us. Man, I miss beer. It goes so well with this. Here I was thinking you were far too uptight to do something like underage drinking. Remember the trip to Europe me and my family took last year? You think I just drank soda over there? Well,
Seriously?
I was in Munich, Wallace. I mean, really? Caprice and I can only smile at her little lecture. Don't be sad, Eileen. It's only a couple more years. Then you can drink all you want. The look of pure, unrelenting disdain Eileen gives her at being reminded of the wait goes gleefully ignored, which is probably for the best. Our chatter is interrupted by the arrival of a waiter, a weedy young man clad in a plain red and black uniform. It's impressive how well he maneuvers all our pizzas and sides onto the table. For a second, I thought I could smell pizza, and I was like, God damn. All our mouths watering as they steam away. These are really pretty. These look so good. These look so good that I thought I smelled pizza for a second. With a curt, please enjoy, he leaves us to our feast. Damn, they're fast here.
Exactly.
Best pizza place in the city. How many of you actually tried? Doesn't matter, since I've already tried this place. Not real, she says, busily shoving a slice of pizza into her mouth. Eileen starts on hers, but mine catches the eye of Wallace. Vegetarian? You're not a leaf eater, are you? He says this with genuine concern in his voice. I just like the taste. The answer satisfies him as he goes to work on his own. The fact it's a meat lover's pizza is less than surprising. Less than surprising? Think you can hit the wallet? Think you can take the wallet hit for tonight?
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah, no problem. It's a little sad how obviously she's trying to convince herself of the fact. The only reason I'm not having a quick check myself is because I budgeted the trip days in advance, and even Wallace looks like he's doubting himself a little. Such is the life of a struggling college student. Sure is. I really need to get a job. You don't have one either? I'm planning to get one. And when will you?
Huh?
Soon. Eileen just grimaces. She got me. How's working at the store, Wallace? Not exactly riveting, but it's a living. As I turn back to Eileen, she just shrugs as she pulls out another slice. No job and no excuse like studying. Guess I'm a slacker like Caprice. Given her apartment, it's a surprise that she could afford to live in that area and pay her tuition at the same time. I have to admit, I'm envious of how she seems to have her life together. I've never met someone so independent, yet doing such a good job at it. Okay. Wallace momentarily bringing his phone up to check the time spurs Caprice into action. Her twisting about in her seat and fussing around with her coat draped over the back takes everyone's attention.
Caprice.
Caprice! She finally rights herself after a few moments, her own phone proudly in hand. Let's exchange phone numbers. As a club, we have to stay in contact. I quickly turn to grab my phone while Caprice tries to take a very reluctant Wallace into going along with her plan. His dreary look makes me feel a little sorry for him, especially as he cracks and gives up. At least she and I are already sorted. It wasn't long after we met that Caprice asked to exchange contact details with me. I take my phone in hand and look to Eileen instead, who looks up from eating with little interest. Don't want to? She just shrugs. I feel myself deflate a little from the excitement of earlier, having overestimated how close we'd managed to become. I don't really use it much. Reading the room as she glances about, she reluctantly pulls out an ancient-looking flip phone. I can't help but stare in stunned silence at such a relic. It's not that weird, is it? I've just never had a use for a fancy one.
It's definitely weird. I was gonna try to get everyone on this group messaging app too.
What's wrong with calling? You know, that thing phones were made for. Thoughts I had of possibly messaging Eileen start to vanish. I can't imagine her actually wanting to text anyone with that thing, and even the idea of calling somebody fills me with anxiety. Me too! As for Eileen, I think I might have inadvertently disappointed her by not tempering Caprice's reaction. With a quiet falling over the table, we end up concentrating on our cooling pizza rather than our phones.
So, I was right? Best pizza place.
At least Caprice's endless enthusiasm and bright nature comes in useful sometimes, the mood instantly lifting. You were right. Wallace gives a thumbs up as he tries to grab some cheese coming off the slice he's working on.
They don't skimp on the toppings, do they? All right, listen up, everybody. My first executive decision as club president, coming here is now a regular event.
No.
Don't try your luck. You got my art room and a warm body for the numbers you needed. That's it.
Eileen.
So cold.
I'll come here with you, don't worry.
See, Allison's a true friend.
She slips her arm around mine and pulls us together tightly. Not knowing how I should react, I end up nervously smiling while feeling myself flushing from the contact. I guess I'm just happy to hear her call me a friend. At least you've got Caprice with you as company during the day, for better or worse.
Come on, Eileen, you're not jealous, are you? You and I can hang out at the club all the time now, too.
Are you trying to make me reconsider it?
Caprice satisfies herself with pouting as she takes a big bite from her pizza. Fuck!
Eileen might have agreed to the club, but I do wonder if the two will ever really get along. It's probably for the best that I'll be around to mediate. I'm glad things turned out this way in the end. Something about Eileen feels different from my high school friends. Or Caprice. Every time we become a little closer, feels like a small victory. Friends. As Caprice grins at me, I realize that I'm smiling widely. I guess things really did turn out well.
Hey, Eileen? Hey, Eileen?
Yes.
Whoops, I wasn't supposed to read that.
How do you say cheers in Germany?
Usually Prost. Why?
She looks suspicious until Caprice raises her glass of lemonade. The other side of the table groans loudly, but I've already begun to lift my glass in preparation, now left awkwardly dangling it in midair. Yes, we are.
Come on, this is a celebration, right?
Of what?
Wallace, help me out here.
Wallace pauses, a piece of pizza hovering before his mouth. His dreary stare down makes it clear that he's here for pizza alone and not having a bar of this. A disappointed Eileen lets it drop, the neutral party going back to his meal.
You're still here celebrating, though. See? Allison's all in for it.
I want friends! I want friends! Well, that's one way to drag me into this. All I can do is awkwardly smile and apology as the others grimace. Aw, it's cute. While they might hesitate to follow our diminutive new leader, Wallace and Eileen begrudgingly lift their glasses in solidarity with me. Even if her enthusiasm might not be matched, there is some sense of camaraderie between all of us. As I raise my glass, I realize that a familiar feeling is no longer weighing me down. For the first time in a long while, I don't feel the unease of loneliness. Aw, that's so cute! In the end, maybe that's enough for me to toast this new club and the friends in it. Oh, that's so cute. Damn, he's actually got a beer.
New art
Whoops.
club. Prost!
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 Prost! That's so cute. Oh, I got an achievement! Act 2, Falling Snow. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. Oh, what's that sound? Alright, everyone out. Oh, so pretty. Caprice and I step out into the busy sidewalk, per Eileen's orders, the chatty girl leaning through the passenger door as Eileen tries to get the car going again. Giving a long stretch to help my stiff back, I do my best to keep out of the way. After news of Eileen's owning a car leaked out, Caprice's mind immediately set about organizing the art club's first outing. Inspiration for our art, she called it, but it was obviously an excuse to hang out. With things having gone this awry, I feel a little bad for going along with the idea despite Eileen's reluctance. Their investigations apparently coming to nothing, Caprice rights herself as the car falls silent. Eileen closes the door behind her with some force before plodding around to us, frustration written all over her face. Looks like the engine won't idle at all. Serves me right for buying secondhand. Know why it's not working?
No.
No idea. She looks a little sheepish for not having the answer on hand, but I can't say I blame her. As the two of us mull over our options, we become distracted by Caprice and her wide grin. She has a plan cooked up already, for better or worse.
Caprice.
What are you smiling about now?
I've got this. Just stay right here. I gotta make a call.
Catch you later.
Eileen and I grimace at each other in unison, but Caprice bounces off down the street before either of us can object. Getting the phone from her pocket as she walks, she flits between the people around her while unbothered by the ice on the sidewalk. The background hum of people chatting and cars passing by takes over once again as we find ourselves at loose ends. Not like we could go anywhere else anyway. You're not gonna try and stop her? Think she'd listen to me if I tried? That's a fair point. Both of them are rather stubborn, so I suppose it's inevitable they'd clash sometimes. On the bright side of all places to break down, here isn't so bad. The weather's not too chilly, and it's nice to observe people sometimes, especially when they're bundled up in cute winter outfits. Some city workers in the distance are already beginning to set up the downtown Christmas tree, providing some entertainment for the people walking by as they struggle with the unwieldy thing. Things will change as last-minute Christmas shoppers and sale hunters start rushing around, but right now, it's a pleasant atmosphere. Turning back to Eileen, she doesn't seem as content to patiently pass the time, people watching as I am. I'm gonna go grab a coffee. Want one? I'm fine. Probably having a bit too much of it lately. There's no such thing as too much. As I shake my head at her offer, Eileen simply shrugs and begins strolling down the road in the opposite direction to Caprice. Rather than dance around the crowd, people make way for Eileen as she moves, her gaze fixed and noticeably taller than most. With little to do now but watch the car, I huff into my gloved hands a couple of times to try and warm them. At least the aquarium should be warmer if we ever manage to finish the trip there. Just as I'm about to settle in and watch the passing crowds, the phone in my pocket begins to vibrate and ring. Not sure who it could be, I quickly grab for it. Dad. Without a second thought, I swipe my finger on the screen to pick up the call.
Hi.
Dad, hi. I don't know what voice to do. Hey, sweetie. It's good to hear your voice again. How are things? The sound of the crowds fades away as I listen to him, a comfortable warmth coming over me as I feel insulated from their gazes and focused on the conversation. Things are good, I guess. Haven't caught you at a bad time, have I? I could call back later. No, just out with friends. He gives his usual weird laugh, sounding more like air moving through closed teeth than a normal full-belly chuckle. Never fails to make me smile all the same, though. What's that about? Just a relief to hear that. We've all been worried about you finding new friends after such a big change. What with changing schools and moving out. Thinking to the people I've met in school, I guess I really have. Caprice pulled me into her orbit. Wallace seems nice and caring for all his intimidating size, and then there's Eileen. They may be a bit odd, but they're all caring in their own ways. It's funny how art seems to have all drawn us together, each in a different way. Before I respond, I vaguely hear my mother's voice in the background. Your mother said to ask if things are going okay at home. Everything's good. Rose has been a big help with everything. That's vastly understating things. If it weren't for her, I don't know how I would have coped. Not just for the constant housework and errands, but also for being away from everyone and everything I knew before. I might still have my ups and downs, but the last thing I want to do is stress them out over me. That's good to hear. Hopefully it'll take a bit of stress off a certain someone. Tell Rose hello for us if you remember.
Sure thing.
Can do. How's everyone there? Your brothers are a pain in the ass, like always, for one. Right on cue, one of them loudly complains in the background. As you can tell. How's Lucy? Same as always, she's sleeping in the other room. I hear my mother's voice again in the background. Ah, right. She knocked a mug off the counter the other day. Your mom gave her a good scolding. I think she's acting out without you around. Oh, Lucy's like a cat. Yep. I can't help but laugh imagining it. My mom exasperated with my cat. Anyway, we're getting by. It ain't the same without you, though. In a whispered voice, he continues. It's hard to get a moment's peace around here. Make sure to give your mother a call sometime, okay?
I'll call her, don't worry.
Atta girl. Anything worrying you? On your mind?
No, things are good.
I realize my mistake the moment I answer, having spoken just a little too quickly to make it seem natural. My mind starts to replay embarrassing situations I've been, the constant concerns and worries of living alone, the loneliness. My dad's calming voice cuts through, interrupting my spiraling thoughts. I'd better let you get back to your friends. I hope I'm not keeping you away.
It's fine. I'm just happy to hear you again.
We miss you too. Christmas around here will be a lot warmer once you're back for the holidays. We're gonna miss you at Nana's this year.
I really can't wait to see all of you again.
I'll be looking forward to it. I love you, Allison.
Take care.
Love you too. Bye.
A few seconds pass before the familiar beeping of the ended call tone rings in my ear. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Putting away the phone, I feel like I should be happy to have spoken to my family again. That couldn't be any further from what I feel, though. The horrible lump in my throat only gets worse as I stare down glumly at the dirty snow on the sidewalk. My heart hurts. The taste of my mother's food, my old bedroom, all the friends I left behind when I went to this college, my cat, they all come flooding back. It's just homesickness. I've dealt with this before and more than once. The fact it'll pass doesn't help right now, though. Noticing Eileen through the crowd, coffee cup in hand as she sips away, I take a long breath and try to steady myself. I don't want to look weird in front of her, getting all sulky in the middle of the street.
That was quick.
Hey, the cavalry's here too. She jerks her head towards the top of the street in answer to my confusion. Caprice frantically waves to flag someone down, their little car sliding into a parking spot not far from where Eileen's ended up. It looks well cared for despite its age. All Eileen and I can do is stare as the driver opens the door and steps out. I'm more than a little surprised when I recognize her as being another student from the college. She looks to be about our age, despite her ladylike appearance, her tall figure dressed in a smart trench coat and scarf. Oh my god, she's so pretty! It's quite a fashionable look and hardly who I expected to arrive. As Caprice excitedly chats to her, I feel myself shrinking behind Eileen a little out of shyness. She looks much more empathetic about the whole affair, simply taking a long sip of her coffee. Getting on Eileen's good side made me forget how unsociable she is.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
The mechanic right nearby.
Yay!
I feel a little sheepish for assuming the worst of her little mission. Caprice seems to be very friendly with the woman, but it's hard to read that much given given Caprice's personality.
Hi, I'm Millie. The two of us are roommates.
Damn.
Mechanic might be stretching things a bit far, but I should be able to help.
Oh, I like her.
And now, Millie, it's time for you to meet my art club. Introducing
Eileen and Allison.
Perfect. Introducing Eileen and Allison. All I can do is give a weak smile as Eileen snorts in weary disapproval. Like it or not, looks like we're part of this misadventure for good.
I could have sworn there was already an art club.
About that.
That one is garbage. Mine is the cool art club.
Is she in the other art club? That'd be so awkward.
So that's what you've been so happy about lately. Shame on me for thinking you were ever jealous of my position in the writing club.
Oh, she's a writer. Is that what all of this is about? Caprice wanted to be on level with her friend. I guess it worked out well for us anyway.
So you're in charge of the writing club? The current leader's graduating at the end of this semester, so he's handing the reins to me. Seems I made a good impression on him.
Love that.
And the rest of the club doesn't get a say?
That's how it works. I like to call it a stable line of succession.
Sounds like a monarchy to me.
Speaking of which, I need to get back to the writing I was doing before I got that phone call.
Yeah, engine died without any warning. Managed to coast it to the side of the road. Eileen doesn't seem exactly taken with the situation. Millie's explanation for her being a writer, not explaining her ability to fix a car. We don't have much option but to put our faith in her at this point. I'm guessing Caprice gave you the briefing. Need me around to start the thing?
Oh, let me!
Eileen narrows her eyes, but eventually sighs and chucks her keys at the girl. Caprice's momentary hesitation shows she expected that to work no more than I did.
Okay, fine.
Just don't go for a drive or something. I assure you, you haven't seen me actually angry yet. The seriousness of her tone seems to penetrate a little. Of course, Caprice being Caprice, it doesn't take long for her to bounce back.
Now then, let's fix this thing.
Let's see what I can do.
Right, let's have a look. She gives us a confident smile before popping the hood. Caprice taking on the job of her assistant. To Millie's credit, she looks like a natural as she quickly moves this and that around about to peer inside. If you don't need us, we'll just go for a short walk, alright?
Yeah.
Got it!
The meaning of we becomes clear as Eileen puts a hand around my shoulder to direct me, the two of us walking off beside each other and leaving the two to their work. Oh, this is so pretty. It feels a little weird to have Eileen's arm around my back and holding my shoulder as we walk side by side. Even if it is to guide me, she takes a long while to let go. It's happening! You sure you're alright leaving them alone? Not at all. Not like I can do anything to actually help, though. All I can do is awkwardly laugh it off. I don't have the first clue on even day-to-day maintenance for a car after all. So maybe just staying out of the supposed mechanic's way might be for the best. Might be for the best, I can't speak. At least it broke the ice a bit, as I still felt a little unsure when I'm alone with her. I can never seem to get a read on Eileen. Every time we talk, I end up getting caught in her pace. Even now, I'm not sure why she pulled me away to walk with her. No, that's not quite true. She must have noticed me being depressed earlier, even if she isn't saying anything about it. Given how she also invited me for dinner when I was hungry, it seems she really does care for me despite her stoic exterior. Oh my god, it's happening! As she drops her emptied coffee cup into a bin as we pass, I realize it's gonna be up to me to raise the subject. So, you saw me earlier, huh? You did look a bit bummed when you got off the phone. Didn't want to bring it up if you didn't, though. She left me no choice.
Sorry.
I miss talking to my family after so long. Sorry for being so flustered. Nothing to be sorry for, it's only natural.
Huh?
So you're homesick, huh? Sometimes. Moving out for the first time's a big deal. You don't need to beat yourself up over feeling stressed.
Thank you.
Thanks. I thought I was doing okay, but when I heard my dad's voice again, reminded you of what you're away from? I gave a simple nod. She doesn't seem to be speaking in an overtly soft or caring tone, but she's listening carefully. I appreciate it, really. She doesn't come off as patronizing. I can't imagine living alone. I have no idea how you do it. She gives an absent-minded shrug. I'm not really fussed about that sort of thing. Besides, Wallace drops by sometimes, and you're welcome as well. It's good that you have a roommate you get along with, though. That'd help. I get the feeling Eileen's circling around what she actually wants to say. As she looks to me, I think she realizes that the game is up, the two of us stopping as she turns in front of me.
Allison.
We're all freshmen here. You, me, Caprice, we're all away from our families and trying to find our niche. If you want to talk or vent, we're around. Wallace told me you talked, so you have that big oath as well. That's it, I guess. I might have thought I didn't want to worry her, but her reassurances are more comforting than I'd guessed they'd be. Even as I manage to gather myself, I can't help but smile. I know it's a little bit selfish, but it's sort of nice to have someone worried over me. To my surprise, she brings her hand to my head and starts ruffling my hair. It's hard to read her expression as she does so, but I don't feel put off at all. Quite the opposite. She pauses for a moment, face stuck. Sorry if you don't. It's fine. I only just managed to splutter the words out, my dumb smile better at getting the message across. Taking the cue, she begins petting my head once more. I forgot how much I missed simple physical interaction, as awkward as she might be about it. A hug might be a bit more normal, but somehow it's hard to imagine Eileen doing that. It's not a secret I'm not great at this kind of thing. Just keep what I said in mind, alright? I will. Everyone's here to help me. I'll remember that. Removing her hand, Eileen and I start heading back towards the car, side by side. It's easy for someone who's outgoing to comfort another, but it feels somehow more sincere from a loner like Eileen. She's making an extra effort for my sake. Somehow I feel a little warmer than I did before as we walk back. Maybe the weather's improved, but I doubt that's it. I guess you've had experience living alone, haven't you?
Huh?
Me? Just moved out for college, same as you. So we're in the same situation, yet Eileen has everything so together that she can offer me help like this. Moreover, she's known so this entire time. I just sigh in defeat. College has really driven home how everyone's different. Sure has. The reason for the dreariness in her voice becomes apparent as I follow her gaze. Caprice happily bouncing out of the car and shutting the door as we stroll up. Everyone sure is different. Alright, I think I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please hit that like button. Yeah, hit the like button, subscribe, ring that bell, follow me on Instagram, do whatever, anything you want. I'm just glad you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!